of November to the 20th of December, we have the Sagittarian. And the Sagittarian is often one with too many interests. A very interesting, rather pleasant personality is very marked in this sign. But it is also one which is distinguished both in men and women for lack of, we might say, self-control. This sign has to look out for the misuse of escape mechanisms. The individuals born under it must not run away from facts. The tendency is to obscure facts, to hide them in one way or another, and to develop surface projects which are not consistent with inner convictions. This leads also to one of the great dangers of the sign, namely intemperance. And in many cases, the alcoholic problem has ruined the life of a Sagittarian. But if this forms one kind of habit, we know there are many other habits quite socially acceptable that can also have a detrimental effect. And one of the problems with the Sagittarian is the danger of developing a success fixation. The importance of succeeding, the status symbolism. These things very often must be considered. Also, the temperament of the Sagittarian, particularly the Sagittarian woman, often gravitates against a successful marriage. And as a result of being a little too critical, a little too demanding, and perhaps a little too extravagant, the Sagittarian woman has got to guard her home, or something may go wrong in it. The tendency also, finally, with the Sagittarian person is to live through an adventurousness into a final state of more or less quiet security. In the long range of things, the Sagittarian often comes to a very happy and fortunate situation. But they have to come to that after they have exhausted a series of false situations with false glamour. The earlier, therefore, that the Sagittarian can discriminate real value from appearance and can turn from appearance to value, the sooner they can do this, the more quickly they will avoid the pressures and tendencies which affect the sign. The sign is affected by surgery. Usually there's at least one major surgery or danger of it. The sign is affected to a measure at least by fears, negative fears, and by defeatism, and often by a pattern of life in which the individual has sacrificed too much in the vain effort to try and succeed. The merit system must be strong, the person must be relaxed, and the effort to succeed must never reach a point of compromise. If we compromise with principles, the Sagittarian does not do well. Religion frequently becomes a strong factor in bringing the Sagittarian person to final integration.